Good morning everyone. First of all, let me apologise for not having posted on YouTube for a while. It is today the 29th of May and our end of a year exam is on the 1st of June. Trying to work, trying to study and just trying to keep on top of things. Now 11:30. I try to eat healthy, but I have been stress eating, to be honest with you. So last night I had fish and chips, which was absolutely amazing, but I'll show you how I tend to eat. If I eat healthy, then my mind is more switched on, if that makes sense. So I got some of these grenade bars, and then I got some cheese stuffed peppers, some salmon, some chicken breasts. These yogurts are really good as well. Alpro, high protein, some grapes, apples, salad, some kombucha. I don't know if you've ever tried this, but this is such a nice drink to have. Yeah, some bananas, avocado. So for those of you who don't know me, by the way, hi, welcome to the channel. My name's Bex. I'm a mature student studying at the University of Bristol, and I'm just finishing second year, and that I can't even believe that I'm saying that. I'm just about to finish second year. Where does the time go? So it's 11:30. I'm just going to shower quickly and then I'll catch up with you after. Clara, do you want some mussels? Come on then. Come on then. So I buy these mussels as a treat for Clara, and then I have to cut them up so she can eat them. But the thing is, she doesn't eat them out of the bowl. She only eats them if I feed her in this particular area of the flat. She doesn't eat them over there where her food is. It has to be here. It's so funny. Let me show you. So this is my desk setup. I am studying from home today. So this exam basically is 120 questions, multiple choice. If you fail it, then you can resit it once. But if you fail it a second time, then you have to resit the entire year. So I try to do little and often throughout the year, do Anki. And then 2 months before the exam, that's when I start to really buckle down and start revising. And now for the last kind of 2 or 3 days before the exam, I'm just going through the last little bits to make sure that I haven't forgotten anything. But there's still so much that I don't know, but you know, I have to just be okay with not knowing everything. If I have time as well, I am going to go through some questions in this book, 500 single best answers in medicine. It's really good. So I'm going to be using the Forest app. Do 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off. This is a really good way if you're struggling to get motivated, and if you're like me, you tend to procrastinate a little bit. Forest is a really good way to just motivate yourself to get started. So yeah, let's do it.
Schizophrenia is increasingly considered a neurodevelopmental disorder, and it's most commonly characterized by psychotic symptoms.
So we've learned how to read x-rays and MRIs. My anatomy is not great, but I do find it really fascinating. So we've learned a lot about things like herniated discs and cauda equina syndrome. You can see how organized I am when I study. I'm gonna crack on with rheumatology. I'm looking at osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, osteoporosis, gout, pseudo-gout, the symptoms, the treatment.
You're gone now, will you coming back? Yeah, I know that, yeah, I know that. You're the traveling kind, it's a known fact. Yeah, I know that. Once you've seen all the things, all the places, I hope it means that you'll come home to me. Once you've traveled the world, all the spaces inside your heart, I hope I'll be your end destination. I hope I'll be your life-changing sensation. I hope I'll be something that you won't let go. I'll be your hype.
4 hours to get that dog.
Roger that. I got a lead from a reliable source.
Reliable source? What reliable source?
Tree squirrels.
It doesn't even make sense why I think about you. It was only one night, only that time, and it's not my style to be caught up in the middle like this. 'Cause now I dream about you. I was probably too drunk, it's blurry, but I've got the image of you running circles in my mind right now. And it could fade away, but it probably won't, and I should let it be. But I'm gonna dive into you, and maybe I'll drown, but what can I do? And it would be alright to let me down. Rather we try than let these feelings slide.
A top tip is, if you're struggling to stay motivated, if you're at home or in the library or in a coffee shop, try to mix up where you're studying. For me, that works wonders. Now, I know that a lot of students out there will be able to stay at their desk at home for, 4, 5, 6, 12 hours. I know that my good friend Amber can stay at her desk for pretty much 12 to 16 hours, which I think is absolutely incredible. I don't have that focus and I get quite fidgety, and not that I get bored, but I just feel like I have to move to keep my mind awake and sharp, if that makes sense. So this morning I started off in the flat studying, and then I went to David Lloyd, but that's my workplace. And although it was amazing to get out of this environment, every time I saw somebody, whether a member or another instructor, I stopped working for 5-10 minutes to have a chat. So I was like, this is not going to be a productive day if I stay here. So I stayed for a good 3 hours. And then, I went to the supermarket, and now I'm back home. Feel like I'm a bit all over the place with regards to what I'm trying to cover. But this afternoon, I'm going to go through anemia and also pharmacology. Pharmacology for me is probably the hardest block that we've covered so far, simply because it involves a lot of calculations and units and drug dosages, and I feel like that's probably one of my weaker areas. I'm going to go through that this afternoon for about 2 hours, and then I'm just going to do practice questions for the rest of the day, and then tomorrow I need to learn some of these formulae as well. I feel like I have the key points, but then I go back over the content and I think, I don't know the antibiotics well enough, or I don't know the medications for certain things well enough, or I don't know the liver function tests well enough. But I think I have enough. I feel like I have enough to pass the exam, and like I'm doing my best, and I think that's all I can do. I feel like this vlog is going to be not one of the most entertaining, only because all I'm doing is pretty much sitting here or sitting elsewhere and just studying. But that's what you have to do in medical school, and it's a beautiful sunny day, it's bank holiday, everybody's out and about. But I think if we choose to study something, whether it's medicine or not, then you just have to dedicate yourself and do what it takes to pass exams. And I'm fine with that. You know, it's only another 48 hours and then I can relax for 3 weeks before going on clinical placement. So that's fine. It's a sacrifice and I'll do what it takes to pass this exam. Yeah, so when I do questions on Geeky Quiz and QuesMed, I'm scoring anywhere between 53 and 70%, and those are questions aimed for 5th years. I think if the content is similar or a little easier, then I'll be fine. But there are just certain things that I just either don't understand or that I just don't know. So I'm just going to try my best to get my head around a few more topics and then just hope for the best, basically. So these are the formulae that I need to learn. And I have to review, or I have to learn about competitive antagonism. So there's this formula which we'll probably get asked about, which I don't quite understand. These are the calculations. I think are pretty straightforward. It's more about clearance and oral dosing and how to calculate infusions, that type of thing. So I just need to learn them. I need to learn them, and then if a question comes up, I'll be able to just plug in the numbers, but I don't know these equations yet.
You take my love for granted. Say a bunch of stuff you never